Hey there, friends, and welcome back to Soundstage EDU. This is Mike D. John, your host, your fun-friendly neighborhood band dad, fine arts advocate, night owl. And before we get into today's episode, I want to say something real quick, just for context. I'm recording this along with several other January episodes. I've got like 16 on my list in front of me, inside of a very short window right before I hit the road for the next 3 weeks. So if my voice sounds a little rough at times, that's why. And if I sound tired in a moment or two, it's probably accurate. And if this episode feels like it was recorded late at night, it's because it probably was. I mean, it is late at night. It's getting late. And who knows? Those old college tendencies may come back into me here, and we may pull an all-nighter because I'm on break. Literally don't have much else to do in the morning anyway. I'll wake up and drink some coffee because what's life without that? So, I mean, here we are late at night. Everyone's in bed. Even the dog's asleep. And I have got a small cooler sitting next to my chair full of monsters. It's a wise decision, wasn't it? I think not. But, you know, I just, this was not a complaint. Okay, it's transparency. We're all friends here. You guys need to see behind the curtain from time to time. I don't want you to think this is some weird network produced, highly produced show. It's not. It's me in my office that I work in from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, with what is this? A Rode NT microphone that sits on a mic stand that's too far away from me for this to be of any good quality, so I hold it in my hand. Now, I want you to know that after a couple hours of this, my hand will be numb. But hey, yeah, it's just transparency, guys. We're just hanging out together. But we're doing this in kind of a blitzkrieg fashion because I'll be traveling for work. And as an audio engineer by vocation, I care a lot about the environment that I record in. Hotel rooms, lobbies, random backstage spaces, they're not exactly ideal for studios. So, I mean, my office is in a little closet in the upstairs part of my house. It's closed off, has an angled ceiling. It works well. Great reflections. It works. Only problem in here is it's this chair. You hear that? It's creaky. Should probably replace that sometime, or maybe just remove it when I'm recording in here. But I like my chair, so it stays. Y'all, you're gonna deal with that. It's gonna be fine. So for January, I wanted to make sure you still had thoughtful and intentional episodes recorded with care, even if I can't be in a controlled space every week. That said, the microphone is coming with me. So is a MacBook. And if something happens in our space that needs to be addressed in real time, we may absolutely do an emergency episode while I'm sitting in my hotel room. Because while we're shifting towards sustainability, we are not disappearing. Okay? Cool. Now, let's talk about today's topic. Today, I want to talk about something I see over and over again in schools, booster programs, arts organizations, and even volunteer-led communities. This isn't exclusive to boosters. And that's this. I want you guys to realize that there's a hidden cost of carrying too much. Not the obvious cost. You know, the long hours, missed dinners, missed time with family, missed events, the exhaustion. I'm talking about the cost that doesn't show up on calendars or budgets. The emotional cost. The relational cost. The slow erosion of joy. Because the people who carry the most are usually the people that no one worries about. So, here's the pattern. You're reliable. You're calm under pressure. You show up. That makes everyone around you assume that, oh, they've got it. They don't mind. They'll tell us if it's too much. And slowly, without anyone meaning harm, more weight gets added to that person. Because you all know, as well as I do, that last part, they'll tell us if it's too much. That never happens. If you guys are anything like me, you won't say a word. You'll let it wear at you. You'll let it ride your shoulders. You'll let it crush you into the ground. You wouldn't dare tell anyone that it's too much. Because for whatever reason, some of us have this impression that the minute we say things like that we've become weak. The strong ones are the ones that stand up and say no more. That's why I changed our flow. Here at Soundstage EDU. This is why I'm not doing these every single day anymore. Because it became too much. That's what happens in our space. You have that person that keeps showing up. And the people just keep adding and adding and adding to you. And you say nothing, and then all of a sudden you're gone. I didn't want to do that. But here's what happens. They add another task. They add another late night. Another, hey, can you just handle this real quick? And then one day you realize you're no longer supporting the system. Because you are the system. And that's where things start to break. Not because you failed, but because no one can carry indefinitely without consequence. The hidden cost of carrying too much isn't just burnout, even though we talk about that an awful lot here. But this is what it really costs. It turns into resentment that you don't want to admit. It's the guilt that you carry for wanting relief. And the one you all know well, it's emotional shutdown disguised as being fine. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I'm fine. It's snapping at people that you care about. You know, like your family. Your kid does something a little annoying and you snap at them. You break their heart. Because their parents never done that before. It's withdrawing instead of asking for help. It's telling yourself, I'll rest when the season's over. And then realizing there's always another season and you never rest. Here's the quiet truth. The most dedicated people often leave not because they stopped caring, but because caring became unsustainable. That's not personal failure. That's a leadership signal. And if there are a few of you out there that feel like I just directed that at you, it's because I did. In the short time of doing this advocacy work, I've watched some people step away. The whole time I thought, my God, if they had just gotten to me 6 months earlier, we would have seen this coming and we would have been able to prevent it. We could have mitigated it. But even I know when it's time to say, hey, maybe it is time for you to walk away. Because they're more important than that. When one person is carrying too much, it does not mean that they're strong. It means that the system that they're operating in is under-designed. Healthy programs distribute responsibility. Unhealthy ones concentrate it. And the scariest part, the more capable you are, the longer the system will let you carry, until you finally drop the weight or just walk away entirely. That's why Soundstage EDU talks so much about clear roles, governance, boundaries, shared ownership. Not because we love structure, but it's because that structure is exactly what protects the people. If this is hitting close to home for some of you, I want to pause to say this. If you're not weak. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're not dramatic and you're not alone. This is exactly why we build tools and conversations around regulation and sustainability, not just performance. You could talk for hours about performance and pedagogy and all that stuff to make shows much better than what we're seeing today. But the problem is the people that are supporting these programs are falling down because they're dysregulated. They're overpressured. Their system is overstimulated and they don't know what to do. And they start hurting one another. And that hurts the program. That hurts the kids. And we don't see it. That's why I'm here. Because I do see it. And I'm not afraid to call it out. I'm not afraid to have the hard conversations. I've told board presidents to quit. I've supported others that came to me and said, Mike, should I do this? Absolutely. Did I want to do that? No. But the human is more important. If you find yourself carrying too much and reacting from exhaustion, I want to remind you about the Soundstage EDU Cooler. It's a free tool on the website designed to help you slow things down, regulate, and respond instead of react when emotions are running hot. There's no paywall. There's no gatekeeping here. Because when things are heavy, access matters. And if you believe in keeping tools like that open to everyone, you can support that work through the Soundstage EDU Access Initiative, which exists to make sure support doesn't depend on finances. So if this resonates at all with you guys, share it, please. You know somebody that needs to hear this. There might be someone in your group that's going through things like this that needs to hear this. There are martyrs among us, and we don't need those anymore. It's not, I'm going to keep saying this. This is not because we're chasing numbers, but because there are a lot of people quietly carrying too much who don't have language for what they're feeling yet. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say to someone is, I heard this, and I thought of you. And even as I'm saying these words, I look back, I think back, and I'm like, this can't be helping that many people, but I know it does. So share it. There are thousands of you, literally thousands of parents in some of these groups. Some of these groups I can't touch because some of those groups saw me come in and say, oh, this guy runs a business and we don't want his business in here. We don't want him advertising in here. That's fine. But you guys can go into those groups and share these things with people. So let's do that. And as we move through January, we're going to keep naming these patterns because patterns are what I see. I've learned that I'm distinctly wired to see patterns in people. And I'm going to keep naming them. And it's not to shame anyone, but it's to change them. It's to let you know that you're not alone. Because those strong programs that are out there, they don't rely on exhaustion. Stop telling yourselves that the more exhausted you are, the better you're doing, because you're not. They rely on shared leadership. And if you're carrying too much right now, take this as permission to pause, not quit, but to rethink how the weight is being distributed throughout your organization. Because you matter. Your energy matters. And this work lasts longer when no one has to hold it all alone. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you again soon. Whether that's from a studio or a hotel room or somewhere in between. It's going to be a long night. We're going to keep going. We're going to see how many of these things we get done. And even though I want these to sound really produced and come out like we're doing this in the moment, it's more behind the scenes stuff. We've got a thought thread going. We're just going to capitalize on that moment. We're going to capitalize on that momentum. And y'all are going to hear me get tired over the next couple of weeks through these next few episodes between this feed and the insider's feed and the rest stops that are inside the insider's feed. You're going to hear that exhaustion start to kick in. And it's not the kind of exhaustion that's bad. This is just going to be exhaustion because it's in the middle of the freaking night. And I'm just going to keep talking and talking and talking until I drop. So, thanks for being here with me. See you guys in the next one. Or I guess we're not going to see you, right? We'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.